Hey, just for a second, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just stop. Take a breath, and I want you to really, truly ask yourself a question.
And I'm not talking about the automatic in and out that keeps you alive. I mean, when was the last time you breathed with awareness? When you felt the air not just as oxygen, but as spirit, as energy, like the universe itself breathing into you. You know, from our first breath to our last, it's our one constant companion.
And yet, most of the time, we don't even notice it, do we? It's just there. But here's the thing. Within this simple, obvious act that we take for granted every single moment, there's a hidden key. A key that can unlock a connection to something so much deeper, something divine.
Now look, this isn't some new age fad, not at all. This is an ancient truth, a legacy that's been passed down for thousands of years by yogis, mystics, and sages from literally every corner of the planet. They all knew that the breath was the sacred bridge between our world and the world of spirit.
In ancient India, for instance, the Vedic sages talked about prana. To them, it wasn't just air, it was the essential life force, the energy that makes everything tick. This led them to develop pranayama, a whole science of using the breath to tap into higher states of consciousness. They had a saying, when the breath moves, the mind moves. When the breath stops, the mind stops.
Then you go to the Hebrew tradition and you find this incredible word, ruach. It means both wind and spirit. In Genesis, it's said that God breathed his ruach into clay, and that's what brought humanity to life. So with that in mind, every single breath you take is like an echo of that first act of creation. It's a tangible piece of the divine.
And over in the Taoist traditions, they spoke of qi, the vital energy flowing through all of nature. For them, breathing practices were absolutely essential to cultivate this energy, to bring heaven and earth together right inside your own body. They even had a saying that the true man breathes from his heels, which is a beautiful metaphor for a deep, powerful breath that connects you to the entire cosmos.
And this is what is just absolutely mind-blowing. You have all these different cultures, Vedic, Hebrew, Taoist, even ancient Egyptian, with their concept of ka, separated by huge distances, by centuries, and yet they all, independently, landed on the exact same profound conclusion: breath equals spirit. It's the meeting point between the physical world and the spiritual one. One truth, many, many names.
All right, so how do we tap into this ancient power? Right here, right now. Well, it's way simpler than you might think. The secret isn't some complex ritual. It all comes down to a very specific, very simple rhythm, a 6-second sacred cycle.
Yep, just 6 seconds. That's the number. That's the key. This little number is what can transform your ordinary unconscious breathing into a conscious bridge to the eternal. It's the secret combination that synchronizes your entire being with the rhythm of the universe.
So here's how it works. And honestly, it couldn't be easier. It's a 6-second cycle. You breathe in, nice and slow, for a count of 3, and then you breathe out, smooth and steady, for another count of 3. That's it. That's the entire technique. And all of its power is hidden in that simplicity.
But you know, it's way more than just counting. Think of every single cycle as this little tiny ritual. When you inhale for those 3 seconds, you're not just taking in air. You're actively receiving from the universe. You're expanding. And when you exhale for 3 seconds, you're not just getting rid of carbon dioxide, you're surrendering, you're releasing, you're letting go. It's this beautiful, constant microcycle of rebirth.
Okay, you have to get this next part, because this is where things get really, really cool. This ancient wisdom isn't just some poetic idea. It is being proven right now by modern science. The mystics and the neuroscientists, well, they're finally starting to speak the same language.
I mean, just look at this. Where the ancient texts talked about harmonizing your energy, right? Today, scientists call that heart coherence, a measurable state where your heart, brain, and nervous system are all in perfect sync. Where the sages spoke of quieting the mind, we can now literally measure the brain shifting into alpha and theta waves, the brain states of deep meditation and insight.
So what's actually going on inside your body when you do this? Well, that 6-second rhythm, it stimulates something called the vagus nerve. Think of it as the master switch for your body's relaxation response. It immediately tells your body to lower cortisol, that's your main stress hormone. Your brain's emotional center, the limbic system, it starts to quiet down. And in that new, peaceful inner space, something amazing happens. Your witness consciousness, that calm, observing part of you, starts to emerge.
Okay, so knowing all this stuff is one thing, but the real magic, the real transformation, that happens when you actually do it. So, the big question is, how do we weave this power into our crazy, busy, modern lives?
Here are 4 super simple but really powerful rituals you can try. First up, a morning connection. Before you even check your phone, just do 10 of these cycles. It sets your whole day up for clarity. Second, a daytime anchor. Just do one single cycle when you're doing something mundane, like waiting for coffee. It brings you right back to the present. Third, emotional cleansing. Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Stop and do 5 to 10 cycles. And finally, a nightly seal. Spend 5 minutes with this breath before sleep to just let go of the day.
And just remember this, okay? This isn't about sitting down for an hour to meditate. It's all about consistency. Seriously, 1 minute of conscious breathing every single day is so much more powerful than 1 hour once a month. It's the constant, gentle drop of water that eventually pierces the stone. So, we've looked at the history, the science, the how-to, but when you boil it all down, it comes back to one simple, powerful truth. Your breath is the most direct, the most immediate, the most intimate connection you will ever have to a reality that's bigger than just you. You know, we live in a world that's always telling us to look outside for the answers, for happiness, for validation. But your breath, it's like a compass that is always pointing you back home, back to your center, back to the source. It's been with you this whole time. And maybe this is the most important part of all. This isn't something you have to believe in. It's not a religious idea or some abstract philosophy. It is a direct experience. It's something you can feel for yourself, right here, right now. The only proof you need is in the practice. There's this quote that just nails it perfectly. That feeling of separation we sometimes get from the world, from ourselves, it's an illusion. The bridge to reconnect, to feel that sense of unity and home, isn't miles away. It's as close as your next inhale and your next exhale. So I'm going to leave you with that question. And really, it's an invitation. Turn this information into your own personal experiment. Don't just take my word for any of this. Go find out for yourself, because the greatest secrets of the universe aren't written in some dusty old book. They are waiting for you right here, right now. So, what are you going to discover in your very next breath?